today's topic is an amazing topic. When we started RoyalQ in 2021, okay, I think we have to, okay, just tag along. In my introduction, I will still talk what RoyalQ is all about. Okay, when we started RoyalQ in 2021, I started in June, July. Okay, so normally it's 120 to rent the robot. Is for 1 year. We pay 120. Paid 120 yearly. Okay, the robot will work for you for 1 year. Trading cryptocurrencies, that is buying crypto and selling. Anytime you instruct your robot to trade a coin for you, whether the coin price has gone up, maybe if that coin has pumped or the coin is down, anytime you just instruct your robot, it will start. So along the line, when the bear season came in, RoyalQ members started having huge floating, unrealized loss. Floating, we use floating because it's unrealized. It's either loss or profit. Floating means your capital is inside the trade. It's not real loss. As far the trade is running, whether it's the value of the trade has reduced or it has increased, it's called floating, unrealized. And the robot is programmed that even when it buys at any price, it must increase in value before it will sell in profit. That is how the robot was programmed. So that is why some people after trades that are running, might stay 3 months, 4 months, because because that time we don't have knowledge, no technical knowledge. We just saw the business. Because of in the business, your capital stays with you. We have done so many Ponzi schemes. We have lost money because we give our money to this, we give our capital to this company, and they will scam us. They scammed us. So we are looking for something new, and RoyalQ came with that. Our capital stays with us in our Binance, Bybit, KuCoin, Huobi. So we embraced it with that knowledge. Okay. So along the line now, when bear season started, we were in huge floating, unrealized loss all through 2022. Those people that made profit in 2022 are people that were adding capital to trades, to start fresh trades. There was no knowledge. So the robot we were using the default settings, that once you activate the coin, it starts at the current price. Whether that price is high in value, the robot starts with it. Its own is that it will monitor the market. Anytime there's an increase in that coin, it will sell and give you profits. Now we have periods. This robot has periods. Do you want the robot to trade a particular coin just once? That is one shot. We call it one shot. The robot, trade this Bitcoin for me, this coin for me, this trade, or trade this Solana for me once. Once you make profit, don't buy again. Then we have the second type of the period, that is cycle. Trades this Bitcoin for me, or trade this Solana for me repeatedly. So when it buys and there's increase, it sells to give you profit. It will now use your capital again to buy at that current high price. So you see, that was how we were using it then. We were having huge unrealized loss when a coin is up and we enter the trade and it comes down in value. We have to wait. Some people ran out of patience that they cannot wait 3 months, 4 months, 5 months for a trade. They will now go to their exchange and sell off. So some people quit the business because of this, because no knowledge. We are using the robot without knowledge, and the developers, RoyalQ themselves, they just put out the robot. Remember, only change is constant. They were saying they brought the product. So today we are here to talk about the latest indicator that they added, MACD. MACD is an indicator for first buy entry price, conditions that the market will see, the robots will see that is happening in the trade before the robots will start the trade. You yourself, you activate your trade. Activating means you telling the trade that, okay, oh, you can start. But if you are using MACD, the robots will check for MACD entry conditions. So that's why if you activate a trade and you're using MACD, sometimes that trade might not start. You sleep and wake up, the trade have not started because it must obey MACD. So now, that is now, when this MACD, this indicator was introduced into the robot, now people using it are enjoying what RoyalQ is all about. Less floating loss, quick sell of coin, because the robot will never buy a coin at a high price. Even if you see a coin that is high and you want your robot to start, but you are using MACD, your robot will not start. It will wait until the value of that coin comes down below the MACD, lesser than zero, the golden line. It must be lesser than zero. Once the price comes down, the candlestick comes down below zero, the golden line comes down. That is when your robot will now start the trade. So with this MACD, it helps your trade to the robot to start the trade at a reduced price of the coin. So this is exactly what RoyalQ is all about. The entry time. The time you go to the market to buy a goods matters. If you buy it at a lower price, if you go to the market when a particular commodity is lower price, like something happened the day they sworn in our president. I don't know that day. That is like my salary entered. I don't know what carried me to the police station that day. I just filled my fuel tank with the old Buhari price. Just full it. Do you know that immediately I left? Is it day or the next day they did? The next day they did the swearing and price of fuel increase. You know that all through that 1 month, I don't think I bought fuel at that high, the first high price, all through that 1 month. So the time you buy a commodity, the price of that commodity matters in trading. So that is why MACD is now our perfect friend. Though it might be slow. Normally, RoyalQ is not for fast money. RoyalQ is like a business. You starting up a provision store. You see a customer, some days few customer, some days no customer, some days plenty customer. That is how this MACD will work for you. Some days you might have 5 trades activated, but none have started because of the robot is monitoring the market to make sure that those coins come down, so that when it starts, the trade will not last, it will not start, you will not be in unrealized loss for long. The trade will just sell and give you profit because the robot will start the trade at a reduced price. So I believe that everybody listening to my voice today you know what MACD is all about. MACD is not your margin configuration settings. MACD is an indicator. It's just like you now. Some persons have been attending our technical analysis class. Some persons have been attending and they are not understanding it. MACD now is like a simplified artificial intelligence, something that a mama stepping hand. You might not understand the technical analysis to read the chart, to do this one, to do that one. But with MACD, it has been programmed that this coin must come down and touch the golden line lower than zero before the trade will start. So you see, MACD, if you are listening to me, you know what MACD is an indicator. It is not your margin configuration. It is not your trade settings. It is an indicator. You are telling the robot, please obey MACD conditions before you start my trade. So it's an indicator for first trigger price. MACD is an indicator for first trigger price. That is telling the robot when to start a trade, when to buy to start the trade, that first one. Or if your trade is on cycle, after your robot make profit, when to start the second cycle, MACD condition must be followed. So you see, it will not make you to be in huge floating loss, but it might not still make you to make plenty profits. Sometimes when we used to make profit is when we are using the normal settings that in cycle, maybe a coin do 100% overnight, but you set 2% take profit and you are using MACD. Maybe the robot have already started the coin. Now it's the coin pump to 200%. Normally, if there is no break, you will enjoy the pump because of your callback function. So you will get more than 2% because of your robot callback function. But what if the coin just increase maybe like 5% and your robot get, because of your callback, your robot takes 5% profit for you instead of 2 that you set. Then the coin now drops. Remember, your robot have sold out the first cycle. Your robot now, before your robot will start the second cycle, it must make sure that MACD condition has been achieved. If MACD condition is not achieved, maybe the coin did not drop well to touch below the golden line of lower than zero, and the coin starts going to 100%. That is, you see the disadvantage. But the advantage is that you will wake up with your capital and the small profit the robot has made with intact in your Binance or your exchange. Nothing like waking up to huge floating loss. But someone using the normal one, the normal strategy, will wake up to seeing all the buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. And you might buy the 100%, the robot has made you profit, but your capital will go down because that trade, your robot bought at the highest price and that trade has gone down by 50%. So you see, you have made profit though, but your capital is not tied down in the coin because your robot was buying and selling at that high price, high price as the trade is pumping up. You have made profit. You will make profit. Me using MACD, I might see only one sell, but you might see more than 20 sales or 30 sales. But the fact is that if tomorrow we have emergency that we need our capital, I will be able to pull out my capital without any loss. But you will not be able to pull out your capital without any loss. You'll be able, because your capital is in the trade already and is on unrealized loss. You have to wait until the coin goes back before your robot will sell. So you see the you see the advantage and disadvantage of MACD. You see the advantage and disadvantage of MACD. Okay, so I believe everyone in this Zoom now understands what MACD is. It's an indicator to enter a trade, to start a trade. It's an indicator to start a trade, the first buy trigger price. It's not for your margin calls. It's not when your robot, the margin configuration you have set that if the trade after starting, if it drops by 1%, the robot should buy your first margin. MACD does not concern those ones. So the first entry price, that is what MACD is after. If the trade is on cycle, after it ends that first cycle and wants to start another one, it must also obey MACD's condition. But margin calls own works with your margin drop percentage price. Okay, so now that we are on the same page on MACD, let's now go to margin configuration, because this MACD it's advisable when you want to use MACD, you should use the double up. And when you are using the double up, because of lack of our capital, we that don't have capital, we are advised to use the whole position warehouse, the whole warehouse mode, yes, the strategy. It's because we might not go above 4%, 4 margin calls limit. Because if you start with $10, you are not doubling up. You are doubling up using the double up margin configuration settings. It helps you if you set up your margin calls in the double times. It will help your MACD. It will help control your floating unrealized loss too when you use the double up. What double up means, if you enter a coin that you have not entered before and you go to margin configuration, you will see the default settings of the martingale strategy, which is double up. The first margin is the times is 2. You started with $10, but when the robot wants to buy your first margin, it will do 2 times your first buy. It has doubled up. That is, if you are using one margin call now, if your first buy is 10, your first margin is 20. 10 plus 20 is 30. So if you are using one margin call, you can start that trade with you can trade that coin with $30. Now, if you are using 2 margin call limits, if you go to your margin, the second margin call, the times there will be 4 times. Now, if the coin now drops to the second margin to buy the second margin, your robot will use 4 times your first buy amount, which is 10. So 4 times 10 will be $40. The robot will use $40 to buy. You see, because of you are doubling up, your average price, that is the price you use to start that trade, will be reducing. Remember, for your robot to start buying margin call, it means that your trade has gone down in value. You bought bag of rice at 50,000. but the current price of bag of rice now in the market is 40,000. Your trader, your price of the cost, your entry price is 50, but the current price is 40. When you start doing doubling up, buying more quantity of that rice, that's $50, that 50 naira you used in buying that rice, the first one, the average price now will be reducing because you have doubled up. You have bought more 2 bags at a cheaper price, and you have bought more 4 bags at another cheaper price. So you see, if you decide that $50 naira you use in buying that first bag of rice, if you decide to sell it at 40 naira or 45 naira, you will still make profit because of you have other bag of rice you bought at a more cheaper price. You will use the profit you made from their own to compensate this one you bought at 50 and you are selling at 40. I hope you are following and you're understanding what this double up is the default of martingale strategy. Because of capital we don't have, that is why, and we want to set plenty margin calls. That is why we are not using the double up. But for this martingale strategy, even if you want to use 2 margin calls to start the trade, that is 10 plus 20 plus 40, that is $70. Okay, $70. Okay, so at least this thing I'm saying now, let me just share my screen so that I will explain, we will be following. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, please, you can see your screen.
Okay, so martingale strategy bot. Okay, so if you go to trade settings down here below, click on manually create at the top. If you come here, maybe want to use 2, no, first by amount, sorry, 10. The AI margin call, we off it. The margin call limit, let's say we are using 2. So if you are using 2 margin call limits for your whole position take profit, since you are using MACD, set 2%. It's cool like that. Okay, then you click this advanced settings optional, you click on it. So you see the strategy period is for this cycle. You can decide to change it to 1 shot. It has nothing to do with MACD. This is the strategy period. Whether you want the robot to trade a coin once or you want it to trade repeatedly. If you want the robot to trade your coin once, you use 1 shot. If you want it to trade repeatedly, you use cycle. It has nothing to do with your MACD, your strategy. So that one is your period for your trade. You want it 1 shot or you want it cycle. Okay, so see the next one now is the first buy triggering condition. That is when MACD comes to play. I hope you can hear me clearly and you can see my screen. Please, if you can hear me clearly and you can see my screen, use the chat box. Just write 1. Use the chat box. Write 1. Just 1. So we can continue. So should I continue?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, so you can see the first buy triggering condition. That is what I explained. I've explained. MACD it only boils down to when do you want the robot to start a trade. That is what MACD is all about. So if you click here, you look at it, MACD. We have other indicators, the RSI, the the KDJ. We have explained KDJ before. We have explained it was KDJ we were using before to know when to start a trade. For those that want to do one shot, we explained KDJ. But the new one that was added is MACD. So we'll click on MACD. Now the MACD trigger is the golden cross. So when the chart, the trades, they have the three gold, different three colors. So when that gold cross, as in the line trigger, you set it to lower than zero. This lower than zero. This is all you need to set for the MACD, which is the first buy triggering condition. Now, that is what I have explained. So this is the settings. You just put it like this. So back to our margin configuration now I was explaining. Okay? Margin configuration. Now, if you say you want to use margin call limit 2, that means you want to use 2 margin, and your first buy amount is 10. So let's enter margin configuration. So you can see this is the double up. The first buy, we said, okay, once the robot finally starts, when MACD condition has been met, the robot starts the trade. When the coin reduced by 3.5%, if the robot unrealized loss has gone down to minus 3.5% after the robot starts the trade, the robot should use 2 times your first buy, which is 10. So 2 times 10 is 20. Now you have 10 you use in starting the trade and 20 you use to buy your first margin. Total money in your trade now is now $30. If the coin now did not go up and give you your 2% profit, the coin is now still fall again by 4%. Please, going down, coins falling down and increasing is part of the business we are into. That is why we are teaching you this. That is why this margin configuration is embedded in RoyalQ app. So if your coin is going down, it's part of the business. So you can see, if the coin now did not go up to give you your 2% profit, and it decide to come down to 4% again, the robot will do 4 times your first buy, which is 10. 4 times 10, which is 40. The robot will use your spare USDT now, $40, and buy this coin again, more quantity. Now you have total of 30 plus 40, which is $70. So with $70, you can start MACD on 2 margin calls to cover 7.5% dip. Now watch this trade. For your robot to have bought these two margin calls, it means that your coin has reduced by 7.5%. But you know what you will see as your unrealized loss? You will not see the 7.5% because of the double up. This margin, this times 2 double up you did. You will not see, your coins will not reduce by 7.5%. Your total capital will not reduce by 7.5% because of you did double up. You use 2 for 8, 16. As far you use this double up, your robot will never record this 7.5% in your unrealized loss because of you were doing double up when the robot was buying more quantity of the trade. So this is how we do double up. Okay, for instance, now you want to use 3 margin call limits. So let's then go back to margin configuration now. So you can see the third one now is times 8. That is, once this coin now did not give you your 2%. So you see, because of this double up, you can see that you can easily get 2% profit. Remember, this coin has dropped by, in the reality, this coin has dropped by 7.5%. Your robot might be recording just 3% or 3.2% reduction. So you see that you will not have to wait for the robot for your coin, that coin to advance, increase or pump back, recover back by 7.5%. You will not have to wait for the robot. Normally, that trade has reduced by 7.5, yes. Normally, before you should enter profit, the coin should come back by that 7.5. But because of you did double up, You don't have to wait again. Your coins will be in profit fast. It will not wait for that coin to do plus 7.5 recovery. You understand? Before you be in profit. If that coin that has fallen by 7.5 just do like 3.5, all your trades will be in profit, unrealized profits immediately. So you see what this MACD and the double up combination can cause, can do, can make your trades beautiful. Now the joy is that if you now include, you now decide that okay, you want to use $150, that is 70 plus 8. Look at the third margin calls. If the coin reduced by another 4.5% now, that is making it 7.5 plus 4.5, that is 12% dip. First 12% reduction. The robot will now use 8 times that your first buy, which is 10. 8 times 10 is $80. Remember, you have 40 total USDT in the coin. Is in that trade is $70. Total USDT is 70. When your robot buys this third margin, instead of your return, your unrealized loss to be minus 12, you will not see up to minus 6 as your floating unrealized loss. You will not, because of your robot has used $80 more to buy that coin again. Remember, when we taught manual replenishment, we are saying using 100% of what is inside your coin, your trade. So you see that double up is even better than your manual replenishment, because you are using more than, you have 70 USDT in the trade. Normally, if you want to do manual replenishment, it's $70 you will use, which is 100%. But now, when the robot want to buy this your third margin call, it will use $80 now. 8 times 10. 8 times your first buy, which is 10. It will use $80. So you see that your floating loss will reduce more than 50%. It can reduce by 60%. So that is all for the double up. I don't know if we can take question now, or let me still treat the second part of today's Zoom, which is the new updates that RoyalQ added today. So please, if you have questions, just be writing them on the chat. Write your questions on the chat. Let me just quickly explain. Let me quickly explain the updates. You know, RoyalQ, these people, they are amazing. They are just functioning like Binance. Binance team are 247. They are working to make sure that Binance is running operational. Any new invention, they must put it. That is how this RoyalQ business is all about. That is why we have stand the test of time. RoyalQ is here, and they are a service providing company. They provide trading services. So their IT, their technical, their managers, everybody are always alert. So they introduce the strategy fuel wallet, and the reward bonus, because of they are trying to fight money laundering. People will send huge amounts to use their RoyalQ address. People will come to collect their RoyalQ. They will come here to collect their RoyalQ address. They will send external. Money will come from outside, and once it comes here, they will now withdraw it. So they were using Binance to launder money. So what Binance did now, look at this page now is your access page. That is from your mind page. You click on assets. So you can see the first thing there is strategy fuel. Any money USDT you send from external wallets, like your exchange, anywhere your wallet outside RoyalQ, any USDT you send from outside into RoyalQ, it will not be as USDT again. It will be as strategy fuel. Meaning that any money you send into your RoyalQ account, you cannot withdraw it as money again. Do you understand me? Any money you deposited, you use deposit, your RoyalQ address, wallet address, and you send money from either Binance into, or you send money from your any exchange or wallet outside into your RoyalQ. When the money comes in, it will come in and it will be a strategy fuel. You can either use strategy fuel for activation of your robot or gas fees. You cannot withdraw it. You cannot transfer it. It is for your trading experience. So anytime you want to deposit money into RoyalQ, you are doing it for your trading experience. You are not doing it that you want to transfer it to your friend. Even in RoyalQ, you want to transfer strategy fuel. The only thing you can transfer is your rewards bonus for those that are into team building, those that have partners, those that have team members that are trading with them, trading this crypto together with them, and they get rewards. RoyalQ gives them rewards. So it's only that reward you can withdraw out of RoyalQ, or you can transfer to someone in RoyalQ. So you can see reward bonus as is here. After the restriction of 24 hours still applies, it will not be withdrawable rewards. That is reward bonus. But this fuel fee that is up anytime you deposit, it will turn to strategy fee. You can only use it to activate, or you can only use it for the purpose of your trading, paying gas fees. You cannot withdraw it. Now, reward bonus, like I said, is your rewards you get because you have a team. You have a team that are also trading with you. So the next one is withdrawable rewards. We know that one. I've explained it. So it will now come to deposit as strategy fuel. So this is the only how you can deposit in RoyalQ now. So this is what I explained. Maybe you want to send $10 for fuel. You want to send $20. You want to deposit $20 for fuel. If it's 20, you just click on 20. Click on select deposit method. It's already on USDT. If you want USDT, you click. If you want USDT, you click. Now, this is they have even done it. You can see that this Tron is not here. Tron is not here because we picked. Wait, let me go back. Let me see. Deposits. Let me say 50. And let me say 100. So you see, the minimum amount you can deposit through your TRC20, your Tron wallet. The minimum you can deposit through Tron, I thought it was 20 before. So it has been changed to 50. So you see, the robot will now help you. They have done it that you will not do mistake again. If you say you want to deposit your fuel money and you click 10 and you click select deposit method, You see, it's only Polygon you can use. So there's nothing like I did mistake. I want to send so amount. Before you get your address, you must come here. So you see, if you want to send $10 now, it's only Polygon address you can copy. It's only your RoyalQ USDT Polygon address you can copy and send $10. If you want to send $20, you click here, $20. Once the dollars come, it will enter. It will be converted to strategy fee, which can never be withdrawn. You only use it to activate or for your free fee. So you see, I've clicked 20. It means that I can send to Polygon and PNB. Okay. So if I say I want to send one 140. So you can see I can now send the 140 to either TRC20 or BNB Smart Chain or Polygon through their network. So if it's BNB Smart Chain, I click. So you can see the next precaution is that the address, your RoyalQ address, don't save it. Don't save it. Don't save it. No one has a permanent RoyalQ USDT or USDC address. Please don't save your RoyalQ. Anytime you want to deposit fuel fee, always come here and generate temporary deposit address. So if I want to send now, I will click here. I agree. I understand. So you see this address now is temporary. If I save it today, I use it to send money to my RoyalQ for gas fees. Then in next month, if my gas fee finish and when I want to use and I've already saved this address, I will lose the money. You can see. So please don't save your RoyalQ USDT or USDC address. Anytime you want to deposit your fuel money, always come and generate the address so you can now copy and go and send it immediately. Okay, so that is it for the deposit SF. So some people might say, I have team that are doing well. But why will I not be depositing strategy? So you can see where they go deduct strategy fee, that is deduct SF with your rewards. So I have rewards. So why will I be using my money for gas fees for my trades? Sorry. So I will on it. I will need to on this. I will on it. So I will tell the robot that please, I don't have strategy fee. But when my robot wants to say you need gas fees, please collect from my reward bonus. So that is why it's on default. But you can still off it. But it's always good for you to on it if you have a team members and your rewards are coming in. But if you don't want to use your reward for your gas fees, you can off it here. But you must make sure that this place they go strategy fee. You must deposit money there. So that is it. Then transfer. This one is normal transfer. You can only transfer your reward or you withdraw it. You can transfer your reward or you withdraw it. Your reward bonus, you can withdraw or you transfer. But you can only deposit your strategy fee. You cannot withdraw it. So I think we are cool with today's topic. Let's take question now. Okay. So I think we have okay. So our first question is from Mr. Booker Mustafa. My leader, what are the negative impacts of stopped margin call due to insufficient balance in the exchange? The negative impact is that your robot will not buy the coin at more reduced price, meaning that your robot will not be able to sell what it did not buy. It will not be able to give you sub-bin profits, real-time settlement profits for those margin costs it should have bought when the coins was going down. So that is the negative impact only. Finish. So this one is from Ijoma and Anne. Okay. At what point can we use greater than zero? Greater than zero, it means that you don't even need to use MACD again. Because greater than zero, it means that you want that coin to reduce well, to drop lower than zero before your robot will start. So it's only when it's lower than zero we advise the robot to start our trade. What if the market starts pumping? Should we still use less than zero? We have we have explained the importance of MACD, and we have also explained the disadvantage. So it's now left for you. You cannot eat your cake and have it. If you want to start trade because your trade is pumping, just leave MACD, go for it, do one shot, get the profit. Let the robot not buy. Don't use cycle. Don't use cycle. Use one shot so that even when the coin is pumping, the robot should take profit and stop so that it will not go and buy at a higher price. So that is it. Okay. Osha, just like demo. Okay, I don't understand if this is a question. Sure. Okay, we have another question for Dokubo. How is it to be lost when a trade is swap? How is to be lost when a trade is swap? How much is lost when a coin is swap? Okay, if you open the coin that you want, if you open the coin, I don't know when you say swap, is it when you yourself you want to go and end your trades by yourself? If you open your coin in your RoyalQ, the trade, if you open it, you will see your unrealized loss. If your unrealized loss, maybe your total USD in this coin is $150. Your unrealized loss is minus $20. If you go to your exchange and stop the trade and swap it, it means what will come out in USDT in your trade will be 150 minus your floating loss 20. So it's 130 you will get in your exchange if you go by yourself to go and stop a trade. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So Mr. NS said, how can I transfer my RoyalQ account? NS, I just said SF, strategy fuel. You cannot transfer it, you cannot withdraw it. It is for only your use. It is only your rewards bonus you can transfer or withdraw. You cannot transfer SF or you cannot withdraw it. You cannot send it from RoyalQ to RoyalQ. It's only your it's only your rewards bonus you can transfer. Thank you. So, do we have any other question? Need to go and drink water.
If you have any question, you can use the chat box or you can also unmute yourself and speak. Do we have any other question? Is there any other question? Please ask your question now. It's not when the Zoom is over. start looking for answers to your questions. Okay, since we do not have any other question, so I hope we have been able to understand the MACD strategy, also the double up. Okay, so I would like to say that for you to really understand how the double up works, you need to understand margin configuration. In fact, once you activate your robot, the first thing you need to want to understand is margin configuration, because that's what you'll be using every time. Because even while you're making profits, your capital use, the capital you started with yesterday is not the capital you still have today. It's either you add or you make profit. So you want to revamp your strategy, your settings, or redo your settings. And for you to do that, you have to know about margin configuration. You need to calculate your margin configuration, like know how to calculate your margin configuration with your capital. So please, we have videos, several videos of margin configuration on our YouTube channel. You cannot escape margin configuration at all. You can't. You might be able to escape a lot of things, but that is very, 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 very important. You know, that's even if you want to even start manipulating your trade, everything, margin configuration, anything you want to do with that robot, margin configuration, because that's where you set your trades. That's where you do your settings. So we have several videos on margin configuration. Also, how to open more margins. Okay, we have that video also there. So please make sure that you go catch up on that video. Everybody here, please, you need to take it very serious. You need to know margin configuration. I don't know why you'll be using the robot and you don't care to know what margin configuration is. The RoyalQ robot is not going to help you calculate your capital and put it into the settings. You have to do that yourself. The robot doesn't know how much trading capital you have. You have to instruct it. You have to tell it that this is the capital I have, but this is the capital I want you to use. So please, very important. You can unmute yourself.
Okay, good evening. My name is Mr. Ellie. Sorry, Leader George, thank you for the explanation. I want to know if when using MACD and I want my first buy, maybe my first buy to be with maybe $200 or $500, then other margins with a smaller amount, maybe like $10 or $20. Is it possible? Is it possible to configure it that way? Please, that's what I want to know. Or must everything be counting on your first buy amount?
Yeah, it's possible now. You can still go back to the normal one we were doing because of capital, that you have to start putting 0 point something times because of your capital. But we are just saying that to enjoy MACD, it's best that you use the double up. But if you say you want to still use MACD, but you want to increase your first buy because you are doing one shot, you want to use the one shot period mode. It's also okay. MACD will play its own. The robot will start that trade when MACD condition it has been achieved. Once the trade starts and your coin starts going down, your robot will be using your $20 to buy their margin. Normal. But $20 will not be reducing your average price like that. Remember, you start with 500, you now use 20. So your average price will not be shaking like that. You understand? So that is just it. So Ernest, I hope I've answered you.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you so much, everyone, for taking our time. Thank you, Leader Judge. To my amazing co-hosts, thank you so much. And to everyone here, thank you for taking our time to attend. So if you miss the Zoom for anything, we have recordings on our YouTube channel, different topics. You might be wondering what a particular thing does in the robot. We have that topic on our YouTube channel. And the link is pinned in our group. At the top of the group is pinned there, so you can easily access the YouTube channel. So thank you so much, everyone. Tomorrow we have technical analysis, same time, 8:30 p.m. Remember, we have Zoom every day at 8:30 p.m. So we'll see you tomorrow, and keep practicing. You have to keep practicing. Also, you can watch and rewatch the MACD strategy. If you also have any question, please ask. It's easier when you attend Zoom meetings and then you don't understand a certain thing and you ask. It's not like you don't attend Zoom meetings and you're asking, like, where do you want the leaders to start from? You want them to start from the genesis or the beginning. So please let us try as much as possible to attend Zoom meetings. It's very, very important. Zoom classes, very, very, very important. This is not a Ponzi scheme, not a get rich quick scheme. So it needs you, but we are not saying you should come and do manual labor. Just 1 hour, attend these Zoom classes to get this knowledge. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.